Hello, today's recording is being made for the purpose of accepting public comments as New York State begins to prepare its annual action plan for the year 2025. My name is Rachel Yurden. I am an employee of New York State Homes and Community Renewal, New York State's lead agency for consolidated planning, and I will be facilitating today's public hearing. This planning process is mandated by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, for all states and localities which directly receive and administer funds for one of the following federal programs. CDBG, the Community Development Block Grant Program. The CDBG program is a flexible program that provides communities with resources to address a wide range of unique community development needs and is one of the longest continuously run programs at HUD. The CDBG program provides annual grants on a formula basis to more than 1,200 general units of local government and to states. CDBG state programs allow states to award grants or to smaller units of government that develop and preserve decent, affordable housing, to provide services to the most vulnerable in our communities, and to create and retain jobs. 70% of CDBG funds must be used for activities that benefit low and moderate income persons. In addition, each activity must meet one of the following national objectives for the program. It must benefit low and moderate income persons. It must go to the prevention or elimination of slums or blight, or it must address community development needs that have a particular urgency because existing conditions pose a serious and immediate threat to the health or welfare of the community and for which no other funding is available. The Home Investment Partnership Programs, or HOME. The HOME program grants to states and units of general local government funds to implement local housing strategies designed to increase homeownership and affordable housing opportunities for low and very low income Americans. States may use HOME funds for a variety of housing activities according to local housing needs. Eligible uses of funds include tenant-based rental assistance, housing rehabilitation, assistance to home buyers, and new construction of housing. Home funding may also be used for site acquisition, site improvements, demolition, relocation, and other necessary and reasonable activities related to the development of non-luxury housing. Funds may not be used for the public housing development, public housing operating costs, or for Section 8 tenant-based assistance, nor may they be used to provide non-federal matching contributions for other federal programs, or for operating subsidies for rental housing or activities under the Low-Income Housing Preservation Act. All housing developed with home funds must serve low and very low income families. For rental housing, at least 90% of the families benefited must have incomes at or below 60% of the area median income, with the remaining 10% of families benefiting must have incomes at or below 80% of the area median income. Home ownership assistance is available and must be for families with incomes at or below 80% of the area median income. The Housing Trust Fund, or HTF. The Housing Trust Fund provides funding to developers to preserve, rehabilitate, and construct housing primarily for extremely low-income families. At least 80% of the funds must be used for the production, preservation, rehabilitation, or operation of rental housing. Up to 10% can be used for the following home ownership activities for first-time home buyers: production, preservation, and rehabilitation, down payment assistance, closing cost assistance, and assistance for interest rate buy-downs. At least 75% of funds for rental housing must benefit extremely low-income households, and 25% must benefit very low-income households. The Emergency Solutions Grant Program, or ESG. ESG funds are administered by New York State's Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance for eligible activities that generally include essential services related to emergency shelter, rehabilitation and conversion of buildings to be used as emergency shelters, operation of emergency shelters, and homeless prevention services. And finally, for the Housing Opportunity with Persons with AIDS program, or HOPWA. HOPWA program is also administered by the OTDA, and these funds are used to support the needs of low-income persons living with HIV or AIDS and their families by providing housing assistance and supportive services. New York State's consolidated plan and all associated documents, including this annual action plan, are prepared in accordance with a citizen petition plan that has been approved by HUD. It is now time for New York State to prepare its annual action plan for the year 2025. This plan will describe the state's efforts to address affordable housing and community development needs and resources, and identifies 5-year strategic goals and objectives that will address the state's affordable housing and community development needs. This recording is one of a series of public hearings that was held for the purpose of soliciting public input regarding New York State's 2025 Annual Action Plan. The draft plan will be prepared over the next several months, and the draft containing estimated allocations will be published for public comment in November of 2024. Final allocations amount are determined by HUD on a formula basis and are expected to be announced in the spring of 2025. A copy of the draft plan will be available on our website in November at www.hcr.ny.gov or by calling 518-486-3452. Interested parties who were unable to attend one of the live public hearings are still encouraged to provide input. Written comments can be emailed to hcrconpln@hcr.ny.gov or mailed to New York State Homes and Community Renewal. Attention, Rachel Yurden, 38-40 State Street, Albany, New York, 12207. Any interested parties wishing to provide comment should please do so no later than September 30th of 2024. Thank you. Have a good day.